Find that you are a first felony offender, currently serving a 15-year sentence for the charge of indecent behavior with a juvenile. Apparently, you had a revocation as well. You have a parole eligibility date that passed 8/7/2016. You're not eligible for a good time date, and you have a full term date 8/9/2026. Does that sound correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Jason, if you would at this time, would you please inform this panel why you're currently incarcerated, what brought you to jail, and why this panel should consider early release at this time?
I was charged with 3 counts of indecent behavior with a juvenile. In, I believe it was 97 or 98, I was watching a friend's son while she was working that night, and after we went to bed, he came and slept in the same room with me and the same bed with me, and sometime during the night, I touched him inappropriately. With Landon and Josh, I had been drinking heavily, and they came over. They were friends of friends, and I believe they were 16 at the time. And during each instance, we were in the same bed, and I touched them inappropriately. Each time they asked me to stop, I did stop. I have no excuse for what I did. Alcohol was a factor in the cases, but it's not I made the decision. I did that. I committed the crime. During my incarceration, I've changed. I'm not the same person I was when I was initially locked up, arrested, and committed those crimes. God, to come into prison for God to change me and work in my life. Since I've been incarcerated, I've been sober for 14 years. I'm maintaining my recovery and sobriety. I have taken numerous classes to improve myself. I learned to manage and learn new life skills and coping, to increase my vocational trades. I have taken numerous Bible studies. I've taken alcohol and drug. I've taken Conquering Chemical Dependency, 12-step program. I've attended AA meetings. Completed the Fox 7 Transition Residential Drug and Alcohol Program. I did anger management, Cage Your Rage. I'm currently in the Fox 7 Fox 6 Veterans Mentorship Program. We do classes in there. I recently completed the addiction recovery relapse prevention class. I've taken personal development, just finished victims impact, taken Cage Your Rage, pre-release, living in freedom, living in balance. I've taken the release pre-entry prep course. I'm an NCCR instructor now. I completed the instructor certification training program. I've gotten completed level 1 of heating and cooling. I'm currently enrolled in HVAC level 2. I've completed core field safety and safety technology and have been teaching field safety.
Okay. Listen, your program's Warden, I'd like to address you and ask you, has this offender taken the sex offender treatment?
Oh, ma'am. And I was going to bring that up.
Go ahead and tell us about this offender in your opinion.
So he's been here. I think we received him back in 2023. He has, remained right up free since he's been here. He has done some programming. He has a 2026 full-term date. And there are some of the more important classes that I think he needs that he has not completed. And, in my opinion, until, he gets those necessary classes that he needs, I think, he kind of, needs to focus on those things instead of some of the things that he's been focusing on.
Has he applied to take, sex offender?
No
Yeah.
matter.
That's what I need to know.
I am currently enrolled in the risk management class. Phase one. Upon,
So what I have here was, what we have printed out, and she said she just had this checked, here within the last couple of days. He still needs sex offender treatment.
We have several people today that would like to speak, on your behalf, and they are all on Zoom. And, I'll go ahead and start with your father, Howard Cowan. Sir, if you'll just, make sure you're unmuted and make your remarks to the panel.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great.
Okay. I'm Harold Cowan. I'm his father. And he has changed. He's not the same person he was when he was locked up. He has gotten deep in the Word. He's a Christian now. He got deeper in the Word. During the times of incarceration, he has reached out to others and helped others as far as acquiring Bibles and getting signed up for Bible studies and different things like that. As far as he himself, his demeanor has changed. He's a calmer person. He's more thoughtful. And when we go discussing family matters or issues in the family, things like that, when we come to visit, he's more thoughtful about his consideration. He's not one that's jumping to a conclusion, and just saying, well, he should have done this or should have done that. And we'll discuss things in the family. He has taken a lot of study there and correspondence on Bible studies and things like that. I know he's taken self-help courses. Also, as he says, he's been pursuing furthering his education and safety. He worked as a safety supervisor offshore on rig safety. He has water safety training such as that. And he has been, taking his studies in HVAC and all that in preparation for jobs when he gets out. Now, as far as his release, should he be paroled, he would be coming and staying with his brother and I here. I have a vehicle already. I have 2 trucks. I'll give him 1 truck. He'll have transportation to go out and seek employment, to go back and forth to work. I do have money set aside to support him till he can kind of get on his feet, get established in a job, and to help support him as far as, his needs that he might incur, as far as expenses. Our pastor at church has worked and counseled other parolees in the church. In fact, we have had 2 sex offenders that have been attending church there with permission of the pastor of the church, and they have since moved on to other areas. But he has counseled with parolees before, both here at our local church and when he was pastoring in Little Rock, Arkansas. So he does have a support group there in the church. Pastor has counseled with him before. He knows what, would be involved in participating in church and being a part of the church there. So we do have a home support set up. I do have contacts in the community, different ones, as far as maybe possibly going to work in HVAC or something of that nature when he gets out.
Thank you very much for your comments. We also have 2 others who would like to speak. Susan Hutchins, the aunt.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Just Director
Good morning. I'm Susan Hutchins. I'm his aunt, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to allow us to speak on his behalf. As to what I've seen in Jason, all the times I've visited him, he's always talking about all the classes he's been taking and helping others to, and how he stays so busy, which they've talked about some already. He's helped teach GED classes to other inmates, trying to help them better themselves. But he's also taken lots of classes and working toward degrees to help better himself, to find work, to be self-supported when he does get out. I've seen him grow spiritually. I believe he almost has a degree in theology. He's even preached for some of their services. I never thought I would see that, so I'm thankful for the positive change in him. I will be available also to support him as well as his family as he integrates back into society. He will have a stable residence and family support and financial assistance while getting back on his feet. I can help him with that also. I believe he's ready to transition back into the community. I want to thank you for your time and your consideration in reviewing his case, and I'm hopeful for his early release. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hutchins. Appreciate your comment. We also have Miss Wiley, Alicia Wiley's sister, and thank you for joining us. If you'll just direct your comments to us.
Good morning. My name is Alicia Wiley, and I am his sister. Jason and I have grown very close over the years that he's been incarcerated. We were not very close prior to his incarceration for obvious reasons. We lived two different lifestyles. I've watched him grow spiritually, mentally. He's been humbled by his experience while he's been incarcerated. As I've said, he has surrendered his life to God. I have seen that, the fruits of that relationship that he's developed.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support of him. This case, I'm gonna defer to Mr. Barra to lead the discussion, questioning.
All right, just a couple of brief points about the case. We have Mr. Cowan before us, a male classified as some say second, some say first, depending on how we interpret that Mississippi conviction. On March 2nd of 2011, in the parish of Concordia, Mr. Cowan pled guilty to amended charge of indecent behavior with a juvenile, 3 counts. Sentenced to serve 5 years hard labor, each count to run consecutive. Jail term was suspended and he was placed on 5-year supervised probation. Then, while on probation, Mr. Cowan was arrested on October 27, 2011 by the Adams County Sheriff's Office in Mississippi for the offense of child fondling, touching a child for lustful purposes. And on May 23, 2012, in Adams County, Mr. Cowan pled guilty to child fondling and touching for lustful purposes. He was sentenced to serve 12 years in the Mississippi Department of Corrections to run consecutive with any sentence ordered to be served in the state of Louisiana. And the Louisiana probation was revoked on May 30th, 2012. All public officials contacted or opposed. All the law enforcement is opposed. The victim, we have opposition from the victim also. You have a high risk level on your static 99. And I really don't have any questions. Mr. Ledoux covered the questions, but that's just the facts of the case. Anybody else has questions?
How many years have you served? Actual time?
14 years.
14 years. Okay. I have nothing else.
And do note that you have a good time date in August of next year, needing to complete those
8, 9, 26 is a good time.
classes.
Okay. I have no other questions.
Should the panel have no further questions, Mr. Barra, are you prepared to vote?
Yes. Well, Mr. Cohen, today I'm going to have to vote to deny request, ask you to complete those sex offender classes that you still need to do to better yourself. I mean, it's all about getting you right before you get out. And those classes are one of the main things that we do require. And it does take a while to get through all 4 phases of it. So with you having such an early good time date coming up next year and the amount of classes you need to do to get yourself right, there really isn't any time to release you. You need to just do the classes. So today I'll vote to deny your parole and I ask you to complete the class.
Yes, Mr. Freeman.
My vote is to grant conditional on completing the sex offender treatment. And the only reason I'm granting this because I want you on supervision. And like Mr. Bauer said, you get out next year. So I want you on some supervision to make sure you're in an approved residence, you're going to your classes on the outside, you do all your registration and notification. And make sure that you check all the X's and O's to keep the community safe. But as I say, I'm gonna grant with completion of that sex offender class, and I'm gonna order, I want you on electronic monitoring for the remainder of your sentence upon release. That's my vote.
Mr. Cowan, you needed a unanimous vote. My vote is also to deny parole at this time. Static 99 of 3 is a very high score, which is indicative of public safety risk. And so while I understand Mr. Freeman's concerns and I appreciate his vote, my vote is also to deny. So you've been denied today.
Let me know what you think about this case in the comments below. And if you like this video, please hit subscribe for new videos every week.